Hello boys and girls, and why not also adults who are visiting this channel. Welcome everyone. Here I will be sharing a space created for the little ones in the family where I will be leaving them stories created by me and they will be narrated through my voice. The purpose is to have a fun and pleasant time in which they could listen to them during the day or, as was the custom in the past, before going to sleep. And well, without further ado, here we go with the story. I hope you like it. The Pencil That Felt Sad. This is the story of a pencil and his family. This family was 6 in total and they lived in a box. This box had an important name. So important that all the children who studied in schools wanted to have it. So they asked their parents to buy them for them. These pencils were maybe a bit boring because they weren't colored for coloring, but they were pencils for writing. One morning a lady was at a convenience store, and while picking up some groceries she needed at home, she stopped at a shelf full of student supplies. The lady had a grandson who was in his first year of school and she wanted to give him a gift. But this boy had so many clothes and so many toys that it was always difficult to find the perfect gift. Once his parents gave him a small dog as a gift because even for them it had been difficult to find a gift. The lady standing right in front of the student's bookshelf saw that there were several interesting things there. There were notebooks, sheets for drawings, paints, colors, cases to store small things like erasers, glue, and other things. He took a notebook and looking at it for a moment said, "This notebook is nice, but this child already has many pages. I'd better keep looking." Then, he took a box of colors and said again, "These colors are beautiful, but you already have them. Maybe one day he will become a great artist, ha 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 ha." He continued to look some more, and there on the third shelf of the bookcase was a nice and decorated pencil case interspersed with other boxes. It was the pencil case with the important name. The lady grabbed it and opening it said to herself, "These pencils could be very useful and your box contains 6 pencils." The woman was very comfortable with them, so much so that she placed the box in a basket with her groceries to take home. Passing by the boxes where you paid for what you bought, a lady said goodbye saying, "Thank you for your purchase. Have a good day and come back soon." The woman left grateful for the lady's kindness and walked home. After he finished lunch and while drinking a nice hot tea, he grabbed the phone and called his grandson's house. "Good afternoon. Shall I speak with the house artist?" asked the lady. The very happy boy replied, "Hi Grandma. I'm not the artist you're looking for, but it always makes me happy when you call." Grandma smiling said, "I have a surprise for you. I called to let them know that I'm going to visit them this weekend and we'll spend a nice day together." The happy boy told his grandmother that they were waiting for her and hung up the phone. That night, with his teeth brushed and his teddy bear pajamas yawning, the boy lay in his bed trying to imagine what his grandmother would bring him. A new day had come. It was finally Friday. Jumping out of bed, the little boy brushed his teeth, finished his breakfast and quickly grabbing his backpack ran to get on the bus that would take him to school. Arriving at school, friends and classmates greeted him. Inside the hall there was much laughter accompanied by many screams. But there was one scream that stood out more than the others. It was the cry of the drawing teacher who repeated over and over again, "Silence, silence children." The teacher managed to calm the shouting and asked the students to all take out a sheet. Class was about to start. All the children took out their sheets and put them on their desks along with the colored pencils and the famous pencils that all the children wanted. The only one who didn't have those pencils in the room was the boy in our story. His friend, who was sitting next to him, said quietly so that the teacher wouldn't scold him, "Hey, haven't you asked your parents to buy you these pencils yet? You must be in a hurry as they sell out very quickly." The boy with a serious face replied, "I really don't see how nice those pencils are. They are boring," he said with his hand resting on his head. The teacher, or the teacher as her students called her, put a sheet on the blackboard and asked them to try to copy that drawing on their sheets but without using colors. It was a drawing in which gray tones predominated and the pencils for writing were perfect for that. All the children began to work on their drawings except one. Exactly, the boy in this story couldn't do the work because they didn't have the pencils. There were only 5 minutes left in another day of school. The teacher reminds the students, along with the ring of the bell, that the work should be delivered on Monday without fail. The boy picks up his supplies and, putting them in his backpack, leaves the room for the bus that would now take him home. He arrived home and his parents were already waiting for him to have lunch. He ran to wash his hands and sat down at the table. The mother asks, "How was your day at school?" The little boy, taking a long time to answer, said, "Mom was fine. I just couldn't do my work in art class." The mother stopped eating and very seriously said, "What happened that you couldn't do it? Have you started talking to your friend again and forgot to do the work?" "No, Mom. That's not what happened. I couldn't do it because I didn't have the pencils," replied the boy. The father also participated in the conversation. "But how is that, son, if you have many colors to paint what you want?" added the astonished father. The boy thought that the best thing was to escape from the interrogation and added, "Tomorrow Grandma is coming to spend the day with us." His parents, forgetting the interrogation, began to plan the menu for tomorrow's lunch, and the boy managed to stop his parents from asking questions about the day at school. The day was coming to an end. The boy, once again in his bed, ready to sleep, kept imagining that it would be the surprise that his grandmother would bring him. That night it cost him more than the previous one to try to fall asleep because it would already be Saturday. It would finally be a day when he would not have to go to school and would spend the day with his grandmother, who, according to him, was very funny. The next morning the sun peeked through its enormous windows very mischievously. "Good morning, sleepyhead," his mother interrupted his sleep by opening the curtains. The boy woke up quickly and saying, "It's already Saturday." He got out of bed in a hurry. He took a quick shower and went down to breakfast. He had his cheeks puffed up with cereal when he heard the doorbell ring and the dog barking. Ding dong. "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Grandma's here," she said happily. "Hello, my artist. How is it other than big?" "Ha ha ha," said the grandmother, greeting the boy with a bear hug. Without further delay, the grandmother took out of her bag the box of pencils that was lined with blue paper and a white bow. "Here, I hope you enjoy it," he said, giving it to the boy, who couldn't wait for the surprise any longer. Quickly the boy thanked the gift and opened it quickly. When the boy saw what the long-awaited gift was, his face did not show much joy. Grandma asks, "Did you not like the gift? With those pencils you will be able to make all kinds of drawings," the grandmother told him, trying to convince him. The boy replied, "Thank you, Grandma. You know, in my school all the children have these pencils, but I don't find anything interesting or cute in them. They don't even have colors. They are quite boring," the boy said, looking back and forth. Grandma told her she should try them. Then the boy brought a piece of paper and the grandmother told him, "Make a drawing for me, so I can put it on my refrigerator along with the others." The little boy opened the box of pencils and took one of the 6 that were there, looked at it, and suddenly the pencil winked at him and, leaning on the sheet, began to draw lines and circles. The boy, amazed, could not believe that the pencil did these things. Hours passed and the grandmother was already returning home. Night had fallen and he remembered that Lola, the cat, had been left outside. "Well, I'll be back in a few days," Grandma said. She gave everyone hugs and kisses, and when she got to the door the boy yelled at her, "Grandma, wait, you forgot about your drawing." "Grandma, "These pencils are fantastic. They have a life of their own," the boy told her, giving her the drawing about a special family day. Grandma squeezed her cheeks and said, "You see, you're quite an artist. Look how imaginative you are when you say that pencils have a life of their own, ha 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 ha." The boy looked back at the pencil still in his hand, and the pencil smiled at him. Hours later at home, the boy and his parents were already preparing to sleep. The boy had continued drawing for a while longer while his parents finished watching a movie, until the mom said, "Everybody to bed." So it was. They all went to sleep, but something was happening in the boy's room. The pencils had come out of the box and speaking softly among themselves. One of the pencils called incessantly, "Graphy, hey Graphy, get out of there. You're going to wake him up. Come back here with us." The boy woke up, and next to his pillow he sees one of the pencils sleeping. "Ah!" shouted the frightened boy and pencil. The boy sat up in bed and told himself that what he was seeing was not possible. So he gathered all the pencils and put them back in their box. The next morning the boy woke up, and again the pencils were out of the box. On the carpet in the bedroom there was a pile of leaves with beautiful drawings. The boy couldn't believe what he was seeing. After breakfast, he went back upstairs to get his pencils and a couple of sheets of paper and went out to the patio. He took a pencil and said, "I want you to draw a dog and a family." He finished saying that, and the pencil began to draw the dog and the family as the boy had requested. The boy took the sheet and said to the pencil, "I knew you weren't real. I asked you to draw a family and you only drew 6 pencils." The pencil looked at him, and this time he spoke to him. "Hey boy, you've offended me. I did draw a family like you asked. You do not see. That's my family," the pencil said sadly. The frightened boy was encouraged to answer him. "Can you speak? Do you have a name?" The pencil replied, "My name is Graphy. We can talk, but now I'm sad and I don't want to talk to you for saying I'm not real." The boy apologized, but at the same time put away all the pencils. His mother, who was watering the plants, came over to talk to him. "Son, why don't you finish your homework now that you have pencils?" The boy asked him if Horacio, his friend, could come to do the work together. The mother said yes. Then a few minutes later Horacio arrived, since he lived near there. "Horacio, come, you should see this," the boy told him, pulling his arm. "Look what my grandmother brought me." "Great, they brought you the super pencils," said Horacio. The boy told him, "Did you know that they have a life of their own?" Horacio said, surprised, "That is not possible." The boy said, "Look, Graphy, I want you to finish my art homework." He asked the pencil, but the pencil didn't move. He asked the same thing once more, but the pencil still did nothing. "I don't understand what's going on," said the boy. In that a lady's voice comes out of the box. "My son Graphy says he's sad, so he's not going to draw for you again until you apologize." Horacio, with big eyes and his mouth wide open, said, "Wow, this is super cool." "You see, I told you," the boy replied. "I have to apologize if I don't want my teacher and my mom to be mad at me for not finishing my homework," the boy thought. The boy took Graphy out of the box and said, "Graphy, if I apologize, will you help me?" The pencil did not make a single movement or say any words. "Graphy, answer me." "Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you," the boy insisted. Horacio just watched motionless. "Graphy, excuse me, let's be friends," the boy said very sincerely. "I accept your apologies, but I'll tell you why I accept them," said the pencil. The children looked at each other and listened to what the pencil was going to tell them. "I accept your apologies because once it happened to me that a boy did not want to use me anymore because they brought him a big round thing as a gift that they called a ball, and for that ball the boy kept me and my family and he never used us again. We pencils are created so that all children have fun with us while we draw. but we are also here to learn together with us, and I accept your friendship because the best friend a child can have is a pencil and a sheet of paper to create drawings or make good prayers, and I don't want to be the pencil that was sad again. And finishing saying these words, the boy, Horacio Graffi, and his family finished the artwork on time, and the boy thought to himself that those pencils were incredible. End. Well friends, did you like the story? If so, I hope you will give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments about the story and give suggestions to write more new stories. With this, it will be until a new video, a new story, and well, thank you all for listening to me. I hope you liked it. Bye.